Welcome back to another exciting video. Today I got a product I am so excited to review. Today I'm going to be taking a look at the ID Cooling IceFLow 240 VGA, which is an all-in-one liquid cooler for your graphics card. Let's just hop right into this. Before we get into the liquid cooler, I want to talk about why I'm going this route and why maybe you should consider it as well. This is my graphics card. This is the MSI Mech 5700 XT Mech OC. And if you're an owner of this card or its slightly overclocked brother, the Evoke OC, or the reference style blower card from AMD for the 5000 series, or 5700 XT I should say, and the 5700, or any blower card, you know that these things get loud. It's crazy loud how unnecessarily loud these things get. When I start a game, no matter what, within 10 seconds, these fans ramp up to 3200 RPM and they do not budge from there the entire time. Whether I'm sitting idle at a menu or playing a high action Apex round, these things are constantly blaring and it got annoying. Now granted, I use headphones for most of my gaming, but in quiet scenes, or even if I take them off or whatever, I would hear this card. I had to move my computer underneath the desk just to kind of alleviate some of that sound, and it's still very annoying, very obvious. I will show you that clip, how loud it gets right now. So as you can see, the card is unbearably loud, and I wouldn't have an overall problem with that if it kept it like super quiet, because at least you could adjust the fan curve to kind of bring it down, but you can't. If you bring that fan curve down, the temperatures just spike through the roof, and because even at 3200 RPM, it's already at its max. I see 110 junction temperature every game I play, and about 85 to 87 is kind of like the average temperature. So crazy. No, I shouldn't say crazy hot. It's well within AMD's spec of what they consider normal for the 5700 XT, but it's hotter than I would like it to be. But that's not my main concern, and that's not the reason why I went with this. I wanna bring down the acoustics because I want to put my computer back up on the desk. So I want it to be kind of an eyepiece for when I am live on stream. But yeah, let's get into it. So today I'm gonna be we're gonna run a couple tests with AC Valhalla, the built-in benchmark test at 1440p, high settings, high preset. We're gonna run it back to back, and we're gonna see what we get for junction temperature. We're gonna overall temperature, fan, etc. We're gonna kind of benchmark it that way. Then we're gonna swap on this cooler, and then we will run it again back to back, and we'll see what the results are. So before we get into the benchmarks and the installation, I want to just do a quick unboxing, quickly see what we get in the box. I do want to say that this is an unreleased product. This is the final version of the product. It was supposed to launch in December of 2020, but due to the pandemic and everything, it has not released yet. First, let's dive into this bad boy. Let's first, what is this guy? Good packaging, good solid packaging. Everything's in there nice and tight, so that's good. So this is the, this is the fans for the radiator. It is in an all-in-one kind of bracket, so it's not two separate fans. These are fully addressable RGB. They seem like pretty decent fans, nothing too fancy. You can always upgrade fans later if you want, but these are the included fans, fully addressable RGB. So there's some good weight there, and they seem to spin decent. They seem pretty good. In these boxes, I believe we're gonna have probably all the different mounting brackets. No, oh, okay. So they do include a RGB header. So if you don't have a motherboard that's compatible with the addressable RGB, you can use this to cycle through the multiple RGB preloaded effects, I guess. as well as they do supply a decent amount of thermal paste for you for your installation. So if you don't have any, don't feel the need to order any, as they do include some. So let's get this back out of the way. In this box, this will probably be the brackets. So yeah, okay. So this is all your mounting hardware. Nothing too exciting here. Screws. They do include these thermal spreaders that will go over, or heat sinks, I guess, that will go over your memory modules. And then of course, all the included hardware, your mounting brackets, screws, etc., etc. So nothing exciting in there. But let's get into the bread and butter, what we're here to see. So this, this is the actual physical cooler part, or sorry, the actual cooler. This is the bracket that will go over your GPU. So this fan is also RGB, and this will be what cools your memory modules. And then as well, this X is not, this is just painted on, that's not RGB, but the fan is, as well as, so when it's on the side, when your card is mounted, this right here and this strip will be fully addressable RGB. And then on the back here, you can see this is obviously where it'll keep the die of your graphics card cool. It is a copper plate. The pump is not in the block itself. It's actually designed here. So they say for installation to, in the front of the case, to have the block or the pump down. So just keep that in mind. And then as well, this bracket here, you can actually remove these screws, and I believe they said it slides. I don't see. Oh yes, okay. So you can actually remove these screws, and then there's holes in this bracket here that you can actually slide this, and that's how you get the perfect mount to multiple GPUs. So this is kind of adjustable, so you can get that perfect. Make sure your fans are over top of your memory modules and whatever else needs to be cooled. So, and then all your cables and stuff. And it's a rad. There's, you know, it's nothing special. You've seen a rad before. It's pretty typical. There's some decent weight to it. So it does feel pretty good, pretty high quality. So now with the unboxing out of the way, let's get my graphics card back into the computer. Let's run some benchmarks. So we have the game running on ultra high settings. This is the preset. Now we're gonna run the benchmark back to back, and we're gonna see what we get. This is in 1440p, by the way. So as you can see, the junction temp quickly jumped up to 111C. Current temperature sitting around 76. That fan speed at 3082 RPM. So it's back together. As you can see, I did some quick cable management off camera, but as you can see, the cooler is installed and we got the cables running, or the tubes running, as well as we did some quick cable management just to kind of get everything out of the way. So let's get this bad boy hooked back up and let's see what the results are. So I'm recording this audio a couple days after this benchmark was ran, just because I wanted to kind of put it through the ringers. I've played Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I played Visage on stream for a few hours. I have played a few games of Apex Legends and a handful of other GPU intensive games. I also ran it on the Heaven benchmark for about a half-hour loop, and the highest I've seen it peak was to 72, and it only stayed there for a couple seconds. It was able to bring it back down into the low or mid to low 60s. So I can say without a doubt this is one of the best purchases I have made for my computer. I am very pleased with the results, the overall quality. The acoustics are silent even after hours of gaming and the room heating up. It still stayed very quiet. I honestly have nothing bad to say about this. The only thing I did want to mention is that be careful when installing. It was a simple, straightforward install for somebody that's comfortable tearing down graphics cards, but I did want to note that, so on my graphics card, the Mech OC, that the top two memory modules are actually inside this white line that goes around the PCB, and the three on each side of the die are on the outside. So when I had put those heat spreaders on, I had obviously covered 100% of the die or the memory module, and then when the cooler actually went on, it actually rested on top of those heat sinks, and I didn't notice until I had actually got it installed and booted up, and it started throttling and I was having all sorts of heat problems. So I take it back out, a little investigation, and I found that the cold plate was actually just slightly on the heat spreader. So I had torn it down and I had moved those heat spreaders up slightly to above that white line. So that white line is kind of like the reference. I don't know if all graphics cards have that, but just keep in mind that the memory modules do have to stay a decent amount away from the cold plate. The good news is that at least on my graphics card, the memory module was similar height to the actual die. So the 20 to 25% that's not covered by the heat spreader is actually directly under the cold plate and touching the cold plate. So I should have no problems there. Just do your research, make sure that this is compatible. I can honestly recommend this 100%. This was a great investment for your computer to keep that graphics card nice and cool if you don't want to go custom loop or any sort of custom water cooling. So keep that in mind. This is a great product. Highly recommend. If you guys like this video, please hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment down below if you're interested in this product, not interested in this product, or if you want to see more videos on it or anything else that you saw in this video. If you want to have if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Let me know down below what you thought of it. And as always, happy gaming, guys. I'll catch you in the next one.